this. You can even go for a hash symbol like this, or maybe you could write some sort of text like maybe FDD, which could be the short form for featured, and maybe you could also add featured posts like this. But I'm far more comfortable enough with using this curly braces as a programmer, and I want to include a name for my handler inside this curly braces. The reason why I'm showing you this because if you head over to any other JavaScript frameworks like AngularJS actually uses this type of handlers, which is like they've got actually double curly braces. They use this type of handler to include text, content, and any other HTML elements, or maybe text or data inside your HTML template file using this handler. But I'm not going to go any deeper inside the AngularJS framework, but that was just to give you an idea how other real-life JavaScript framework works. So this is it. Yeah, I mean, this is as simple as that. Before we head over to our actual file, let's erase this off. Featured posts. Okay, so I guess we're fine to go. Let me actually have a look at the page right now. I didn't save the JSON file, so let's save this. And I think we are good to go. Do I need to include anything else? I don't think so. Nope. We are fine in here. But yeah, we will be including some sort of styling to our page, and that will be a fun stuff also because the style that we will be including will be inside this head tag. But our document behind the scenes won't see any sort of related classes to it inside this body tag. I'll be explaining that, so you don't have to get worried or confused with that description. Now, this is pretty much what we require, and we are good to go. So let's test this on our browser. We don't need to run the server to test our HTML template. We just need the browser to run this. So show in Finder, and let's open this up on Safari. Here we go. Oh, okay. We don't need this. Copyright information. Yep. So this is what we want. Now, the interesting part will be this one. So let's copy this one. We don't need Safari. Safari is sometimes a pain in the ass, so I prefer not to use Safari all the time. I prefer Mozilla and Chrome most of the time. So, okay. So, this is what we want. Let's bring this up. So this is the heading that you see, and this is the handler that we created. But because we are not running this entire file, this HTML template through the server, that's why it's not doing any sort of calculation on the handler. But when we complete, you will see something like this. All of them are being pulled from that database type replica that we just created. So, and all that data will be put instead of this handler. So this handler will be replaced by those data retrieved from the database type replica, or the replica that we created earlier. Now so we are fine to go. Now the important part starts in here. We have the template ready, we have the replica ready, which is the database replica as I was talking about, or the JSON file. It's ready to use. So remember one thing, that this is just like an array. Without the var keyword, without the name, without the assignment operator. Just like any other thing, we have to, because these all are strings, you need to provide double quotation mark, and when you end one of the elements, when you end putting content inside one of the elements, you need to provide, you need to end that part. This is not a statement, obviously. This is the end of the element. This is the end of the first element inside this entire array. So you need to end each of these elements with the comma. You need to separate them. So I've got 5 elements inside here, and I am separating each of them with the comma. Now the last one won't actually require one because there are no other elements after the last one, so I haven't provided any. You don't actually need to include any sort of comma after the last element. So okay, so I forgot to tell the reason. The reason is that because when you provide the comma, it actually implicitly or behind the scenes, the compiler, when it compiles this JSON file, it will expect that there are other elements after this comma. So when you don't provide that, your compiler won't assume that there are other elements. It will just terminate your JSON file or the calculation by terminating or by executing this square ending bracket. Let's get back to the server. Okay, so we already have the HTTP module in here. Now we are also going to include 2 other modules. One will be the file system module from the nodes global repository that's being included that was actually included when we installed Node for Node on our machine. So this will be fs. Then we want here IO. We want to include this module here IO. Okay, now you don't need to include the file system module. Sorry for that. You don't have to download and install the file system module. It will already be. It was actually already downloaded for you when you actually installed Node on your system. So the reason why they are using the FS naming convention is to mean file system short. Like, let me show you where is it. Okay, this FS actually means file system in here. Why am I opening up Xmind? Okay, you can do the same stuff as I was talking about. So if you do something like this, and then you can call in all the methods that are included inside that module, like this: file, fs.write file, and you're good to go.